Right now I'm going to start my video of how to build a drain pan. In the following videos I will introduce myself. Katie, get her done, handyman. My name's Dennis. And I'll explain in my following videos why I follow these processes and why I use the materials that I use and how accessible the materials that I can use for any homeowner or any handyman wanting to up their game who haven't built a pan yet but are skilled enough and mechanically inclined enough to understand it and build it. And first process, make sure your subfloor is sound and sturdy. This was a bathtub, so it had plumbing, 1.5 inch tub drain with an overflow that tied into the 3-inch main. That gets changed in a shower. Showers get 2-inch P-trap that tie into that 3-inch main. So, first process in building your pan is to determine the size. Then you're going to glue that treated 2x4 to the subfloor, and then you're going to hit floor joists with 4-inch screws, exterior screws. Then you're going to use construction glue again and sandwich another 2x4. We're going to build this up 3 2x4s. This floor gets built up a little bit because of the marble floor that I'm installing. So regardless if you use Wonderboard or Hardiboard, I am going to use a thick notched trowel with thin set that adheres to subfloor. This subfloor, before I install this Wonderboard, I'm going to screw it off. That is 3/4 inch existing in the entire bedroom, existing 3/4 inch underlayment nailed off, and I'm going to screw it off. So that'll be another process. This one we're just going to build the pan. First process is done. That's the thin set, 1/4 inch to nothing, starting to build up, but that's my first layer that adheres to plywood. So you have to have flex bond or a material like that that flexes and bonds to plywood. This is not going to be the drain, but there's a drain assembly. I leave that on for now. You always want to put Vaseline around those threads and tape over any weep holes. So this bottom flange, I'm going to silicone to the 1-inch subfloor sheathing. Then the second half comes apart, but before that I'm going to build up a bed right now. I'm going to do another mud layer pitch right now. Everything's going to lead to this drain. I'm going to go up to that bottom plate. That's what's going to determine. Now I'm going to do a few more lines. We're going to make a 3-inch bed back there to a 2.5 to 2-inch here. All corners lead to this drain right now. Is how we're going to float this floor in. I'm going to put a seat. I'm going to use metal brackets for stairs and metal bracket tie downs to hold that metal in place with treated 2x4 bench, floating bench on here, which allows you to see the entire 5-foot, 34-inch by 5-foot pan. Treated 2x6, which is going to take my pan liner. But before that, this next bed that goes on, when that dries, I'm going to put felt. And that felt is for expansion and contraction building movement, so nothing rubs when this building moves. That liner will not be rubbed by nail heads, by slivers. Everything is going to get weather wrapped before my liner goes on. Before that 2-inch bed, pea gravel goes on here in front of here to cover these weep holes. So if I'm building a pre-sloped pan, you never want a flat pan, because if water ever gets past your tile, your grout, your thin set, your mud beds, goes to that pan, you don't want it sitting in there rotting away at your mud layers. So you do a pre-slope on that pan, built up pre-slope. Once that liner gets pinched in between here and here, it's going to get silicone to the bottom of this. The top gets locked in and tightened down, and now I've made a pan that can hold water. And I'll hold water for 24 hours overnight and check for leaks. This shower drain moves up or down. It's going to float with my bed and then stop at my tile. My tile will just be a tiny bit above this drain so that water, no matter what, sheds to that drain. Once this pan liner gets up, I'm going to do a moisture barrier on this wall to protect the studs, and if water past my water membrane, past my tile, past my hardy, past all that, it has a place. If it ever gets past to that vapor barrier, sheds to this side of the drain tub and down that drain. Not tub, but pan. On this side of my liner, goes into the pan, down the drain. I'm dealing with tile and marble, with marble inlays, marble trim, marble bullnose, marble floor, marble pan, and a marble curb cap with beautiful marble trim, edge, base, floor base, all the way around. So next step right now is to build the next pre-slope pitch to this drain and allow that to dry, and then felt will go over the top of that and wrap everywhere for my liner to sit against for no expansion and contraction rubbing. I'm going to have to cut this video off. I'm going to show the process how to do this. Set up my tripod. Follow Mr. Get Her Done Handyman on YouTube, and I'll show you how to build your own pan. Get her done.